There are plenty of mysteries associated with Canada's lakes, and some of them involve things like lake monsters. One of these phenomenons includes these straight yellow lines drawn on rocks all around Ontario's lakes. You can see them everywhere on the rocks and even on trees that have fallen in the water. So who made these? What does it mean? Why are these lines so straight? You can always see them if you like outdoor activities, especially in Algonquin Park areas. Many theories cross my mind. Maybe it's some ancient petroglyph, or maybe aliens are trying to tell us something, but what exactly? Maybe it's because of global warming, or maybe some lake monster made this line for hunting reasons. Biologically speaking, for some time we thought that it could be a result of algae growth or lake microorganisms leaving these marks during maybe breeding season, indicating water level at the time. But none of that made any sense. If it was water level, then why is there only one line? There should be multiple lines, because the water level is constantly changing depending on the amount of rainfall and melting snow. If it's microorganisms, it should be washed away by the waves or the rain, or it should decompose over time. The line should eventually disappear. But none of this is happening. The yellow line is always there the whole year. It was a mystery to us for a long time, until we went camping in June, and we finally realized how exactly nature draws these perfectly straight yellow lines. And the name of the artist is Pinus strobus, or Ontario white pine. We got to the lake just on time to observe the amazing process of how white pine releases its sperm into the air just for a few days in late June, when the weather becomes sunny, windy, with a relatively low humidity. The pine pollen sacs split open from the male catkins and start their flying dance. It's hard to believe, but pollen can remain airborne for up to 11 hours and can travel more than 1,000 miles in a short amount of time, fertilizing trees far away. Once the pollen is dispersed, the male cones fall off the tree and disintegrate quite quickly. White pine bears both male and female cones on the same tree. It is monoecious, as are most conifers. The female seed cones are between 4 and 8 inches long, woody, and dark brown, while the male pollen cones are much smaller, just about half of an inch, papery and light in color. Male catkins are located on lower branches of the tree to avoid self-pollination. Nature has created this perfect mechanism by which the white pine promotes cross-pollination by increasing the distance that their pollen grains travel. Each pollen grain is attached to 2 air-filled sacs, which develop from the outer layer of the pollen wall. These air sacs increase surface area, but they don't substantially increase the overall pollen mass, since the pollen is lightweight and it's shaped like a pair of wings. Pine pollen has this unique shape to perfectly match the aerodynamic shape of the female pine cone. So you're probably thinking, why am I talking about pine, and what is its connection to this mysterious yellow line? Pollen should be decomposing and washing away by rain or lake waves after it completes its propagation purpose. So how has nature created these long yellow petroglyphs around northern Canadian lakes? Well, the secret ingredient is the yellow pigment. The pine pollen yellow pigment is really stable, and it's enchanted by surrounding conditions, the alkaline lake water and the sun's ultraviolet. The line is straight because it is being drawn by nature slowly year after year, usually at the same time and at the same annual water level. It is known that the organic pigment, like the one in pine pollen, is more or less comparable to inorganic pigments that are found in the 60,000-year-old ancient petroglyphs. So the conclusion of what we discovered is that these comparable large white pine pollen grains deposit into the water. They're washed by the waves and the wind on the rock and then decomposed, leaving this stable yellow organic pigment, and makes this natural petroglyph. So the mystery has been solved.